Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today's Thursday, it is June the 9th, 2022. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to extend to you a warm welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information here to be informative. And if you're a return viewer, by all means, thank you for coming back. You know, I always say that here on the YouTube street, the tide changes so very frequently. So you always have to remember where your support comes from. And I want you to know I sincerely thank you for your support. Feel free to like and to share this video. And don't forget to subscribe. And our story today takes us to the city of Gastonia, here in North Carolina. Take a look at the headline. And it reads, Mother charged with incest, boyfriend facing multiple child sex charges. I'll provide you with a summary here, and as always, I'll place links to a few of the full articles in the description box. This to me is just a very disgusting story, and I can't help asking why any parent would do something like this to any child, and especially not to their own flesh and blood. In my opinion, we're talking about the most despicable act that could be committed against a child by an adult. This incident was reported on May the 26th and is currently available on the Gaston County Police Facebook page. And today we're talking about these two individuals here who I simply refuse to call parents. The focus of this discussion is this woman. Her name is Ashley Jordan Hardy, age 32, and her live-in boyfriend, Jerry Douglas Gillespie, age 36, and they're both resident of the Gastonia here in North Carolina. And they were recently arrested and charged with multiple sex acts involving a child. And probably the most disgusting part of this video is that the child who endured the sexual trauma happens to be the biological child of Ashley Hardy. And this is what has been reported about this case. Police say they were alerted by a representative of the Gaston County Child Protective Services of an investigation that was underway after the CPS had received a report from an underage female victim who reported to a social worker that she had been sexually abused by adults in her home, and the investigation led them to Ashley Hardy and her live-in boyfriend, Jerry Gillespie, and this started last month, the month of May. And as authorities were investigating this initial case of sexual abuse, I'm sure they expanded their investigation to other children who may have had contact with the couple, and reports say they encountered another case of another child who had been sexually abused and sexually exploited. And as you know, when dealing with children, investigators work very hard to protect the identities of the victims. However, we do know that reports say at least one of the victims was affiliated with Ashley Hardy. At least one of the victims was her natural-born child. So based on these reports and these accusations, the two of them are charged. But first, let's look at Jerry Gillespie, and who again was living in the house with Ashley. And again, it was not specifically stated where the assaults took place, but nonetheless, Jerry Gillespie is charged with 1 count of felony statutory rape of a child, 2 counts of felony indecent liberties with a child, and 1 count of felony sex act by substitute on a child. And have you noticed Jerry Gillespie's face in this picture? He has somewhat of a smirk on his face. Unbelievable. And then there's Ashley. And Ashley is charged with 1 count of first-degree statutory rape of a child, 1 count of indecent liberties with a child, 1 count of abuse by sexual act, 1 count of felony incest. And you heard me clearly, ladies and gentlemen, this mother is being charged with incest. Ashley, what the hell were you thinking? And both Hardy and Gillespie, they are currently held in the Gaston County Jail, each with a bond of $500,000. And of course, the authorities are saying that the investigation is ongoing. And I'm sure they want to make sure there are no additional victims out there, because they have posted a phone number and requesting that anyone who has anything else to add to this case to come on forward. I don't know about you, but I can't understand how a parent could ever be charged with incest, especially a mother. And yes, I have to admit, I've heard of some cases in the past, but they were directed against the man, the father. And this is it's probably the first time I'm ever reporting on a young woman, and yes, she's young because she's 32 years old. This is the first time I've ever had to report on a case of incest with the woman, young woman, being the one accused. And one can only imagine what was going on in that house. I wonder if she had additional problems with the law, whether or not she had additional encounters. I didn't even bother to check. But I read the police say there was a mention that one of the victim was a juvenile. I kind of wonder how long this type of behavior had been going on. I wonder how long these two had been together. And you see, he has that annoying smile on his face. I hope when he gets to jail, they get rid of it as soon as possible. But in the end, I hope they both get exactly what they deserve. But I'm going to stay on top of this case, and I'll bring you updates when they become available. And that's all I have for you right now. Feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video. And by all means, feel free to like it and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. It's on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on the bell that looks just like this one, that's the notification bell. If you click on that notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.